Hey everyone, good morning. Okay, are we all good to get started? Great.
Yes,
First thing is, just wanted to understand about, did you guys go through the recording of the last class because you learned SQL for the first time? Did you go through the recording, everyone? Okay, great. Any questions, any doubts before we get started? No one has no questions? Okay, cool then. Then we can get started if no one has no questions. Let me share my screen. Okay, first thing that we will do is a little bit of recap. Last class, we understood about SQL and how it connects and communicates with a database. That is something that we learned in the last class. We learned how to create a database. Inside that database, we, created tables and inserted values to that tables. And also we saw that how to select a particular column or select all the columns and see all the columns and do all of that in SQL. So we have done a little bit of DML, a little bit of DDL, and a little bit of DQL, right? Okay. Others, recap is good. Everyone remembers? Got it. Now tell me this, that what are the, okay, so we learned about create, right? We learned about create, and create is a DDL language. DDL again, data definition language, right? Something which helps you define, something which helps you work with the structure of the database or the structure of the table and etc. So we saw and we understood DDL, right? I mean, we understood only create till now. Create is the only statement we worked with. Can anyone tell me what were the other DDL commands? Anyone who could remind me what were the other DDL commands?
Rename, alter,
Okay, anything else?
drop,
Right? Anything else? Okay, no worries. So the other ones are like alter, drop, truncate, rename. So let's have a quick look at them and let's see how they work and what do. And then we'll move to the next set of commands. Okay. So to start with, we'll start with alter, and these are all DDL commands. So we'll start with alter. What does alter do? Alter works with modification. So it is used to modify the structure of an existing table. Alter is basically used to modify the structure of an existing table. So DDL works with that, right? If you understand the crux of it, it's again the same thing, that it is only working with the structures of the database and the database objects. Database objects in the sense table. Table is a database object. Okay, like that there are other objects as well, which we'll see later. But table is a database object. So if it has anything to do with creating the structure of the database, or working on the structure of the database or database objects like table, that is something that comes under DDL, right? So obviously alter will also come under DDL because it modifies the structure of an existing table over here. For example, if I want to add a new column, this is something where I'm redefining the structure. I'm making some change in the structure of the table, right? So let's say I want to add a new column to my employees table that I have, right? Let's go to the employee table. Give me a minute. Yes. So this is the table, right? So let's say I want to do certain changes, or I want to add a new column in the employees table. So I'll type alter table employees, because I'm trying to, alter this particular table and add a new column. I'll write alter table employees, add column, whatever column you want to add, you can add. So what are the columns that we have? I can see there is employee ID, name, age, salary, department. So maybe we can go ahead and add something like country. For example, just let's add country and give the data type. So data type is varchar. Country means where data type will be varchar. Again, I'll give a maximum limit of 50. Okay. And now if I run this command, if you see, look at the structure on the left. See, country got added as a column. Even if you run show columns from employees, you will see country got added as a new column over here. So was that clear for everyone? Okay, cool. So now if I want to see the data, what will be the command? If I just want to see the data, what will be the command now? No, can you give me the whole command? You just did a modification, right? So you would like to see how the table looks like. So what will your code be? Exactly, it will be select star from employees. If you do for select star from employees, if you see country as a new column got added, but are there values for country? No. Why? Because I only created a new column. I nowhere added values to that column. Yes or no? So by default, this column will contain existing nulls because you have not inserted anything. You have just added the column. So for inserting values, to this command, to this column, we need to use a DML statement called update. You can either, you have to use update and not insert. Okay, insert. See, in general, we have we have used insert for inserting rows. right? We have used insert earlier for inserting rows. But then why am I preferring update and why not insert? Does anyone know this? Any idea? Row already exists, okay, but what if I write insert? What if I write insert into employees? And let's say I want to insert for country column and my value is let's say Australia. Where do you think this particular value will get added? New row, exactly. A new row will get created. If I write this, insert into employees values Australia, see, let me just run this command, okay? And now if I do a select star from employees, look at this. All the other rows which were my valid rows are still same. Whatever they were, they're still the same. A new row got added. There was a new row which got added where only country is Australia, but no other fields exist. That happened because I used the insert statement. So whenever you use an insert statement, understand this fact that insert statement is responsible for adding a new row. It is not responsible to update an already existing row. For updating an already existing row, you need to use your update command. Is that clear for everyone? If you want to do any updation in any values or anything in on existing row, you need to use update command. That difference is clear for everyone? Okay, so let's say I want to, there are multiple ways that I can update this table now. One way is that I update all existing rows with a default value. Let's say I update all existing rows with default value. So firstly, I'll write update and then I'll give the table name. So my table name is employees. And then you use a clause called as set. So this set clause that you have, right? This set clause helps you set value for a particular column or a particular value. I mean, basically, let's say if I write set country equals to USA. So if I write this set country equals to USA, this particular command, what it is doing is, it is setting a default country USA for all the existing rows. Basically, for all the employees, it is basically updating it with the same country, which is USA. That's what this command is doing. So understand the command once again. Update command is going to update values of an existing row. So for that, you start with update. You're telling SQL that I'm trying to update. Then you tell which is the table that you're trying to update on. Then you tell that what do you want to do. So I want to set value for a column, right? So that's why the reason I want to say, I mean, the reason that I've used set is because I'm setting value for a new column. So I've written set because set is the keyword you will use to set a value. And then I wrote the column and the value. What this will do is this will basically update all the rows with USA because I've just written set country equals to USA, right? Now, what will happen is when you do a select star from employees, see, everything got updated to USA. Is that clear? This one was clear? Everybody, others clear till here? Yeah, we'll do. Let's see other variations as well. One second. Just tell me if this was clear till here. Okay. Now, a lot of scenarios will be there where you don't want the same country. Like you don't want the same country name for all the rows. What do you do then? Right? Let's say you want to update country based on specific conditions. Okay? You want to update the country value based on specific conditions. The word, wherever the word condition comes in, understand this fact that you will be using where clause in that scenario. What is a where clause? Where clause is used to filter for conditions. You remember when we were studying Excel? In Excel, whenever there was a column, and on top of the column there was a drop down. And in that drop down, whichever value you select, the whole table used to get filtered for that value. Do you guys remember that? Yes, here also where works exactly similar way, right? So if you want to filter for a particular value, or if you want to filter for a particular condition, condition can be anything. Let's say I write department equals to HR, that's a condition. Let's say I write employee ID equals to 1, that's a condition. So wherever this condition will be true, only those rows will get filtered. That's how where clause work. Let me show you an example. Let's say I write select star from employees, which is obviously going to select all the rows and columns here. Now, if I just state along with it that where, let's say I write where, let's use department, where let's say department equals to, and HR is a string value, right? So I will have to specify it within single quotes. Because HR is a string value, because it's a textual value, you have to specify it with a single quote or a double quote. Okay, I'll write department equals to HR. Now if you see, it only filters for the rows where department is actually equals to HR. So what is the work of where is clear for everyone? Everybody understood where, because we are going to use this where a lot. Okay, so this same where I'll use for updating my employees country. So I'll write update employees. Okay, let's say I want to set the value country equals to, let's say I want to set it to let's say Ireland. Okay, where, let's say where department equals to HR. So wherever department equals to HR, I want to update the country to Ireland. So let me run this code. This will help me, update the country based on individual conditions. So now when you do a select star from employees, if you see only for the HR, wherever department is equals to HR, the country got updated to Ireland. Got it? Okay, so I was saying that yes, if you look wherever department equals to HR, the country has been updated to Ireland. Same way you can use any condition. Let's say I want to give one more condition that update employees, and let's set the country to be Australia, where let's say department equals to IT. Okay, so now what will happen is wherever department is IT, those countries will get updated to Australia, like this one and this one. So was this clear for everyone? And you can use any condition on any column. There is no rule that you have to use it on department. You can use it on anything. You can type that, let's say, for example, I type that update employees set country equals to UK, where employee ID is 2. So where for the employee ID 2, this will update their country to UK. So see where employee ID is 2, the country got updated to UK. And likewise. So you could set multiple different values for different columns over here. So let's set for finance also. Okay. For finance, let's set the values that finance, let's say country is India. Now I'll select start from employees. See.
Ma'am, set country, there you have to write India, right?
Ah, my bad. Sorry. Thanks for pointing out. So set country equals to India, where department equals to finance. Okay. Now if I do a select star from employees, see, wherever the department is finance, it got updated to India. And let's say for employee ID 7 also, I will do a special update. Wherever employee ID is equals to 7, I will set the country to be, let's say, what country can be updated to? Let's say Germany. I'll do a select star from employees. And everything got updated likewise. So was this clear for everyone? Okay, can you guys quickly complete till here? Just complete the execution till here. That's a good question, Reksha. A lot of you guys might be getting an error with SQL safe update mode, right? So SQL basically operates with safe mode. Okay, by default, SQL operates with a safe mode. Safe mode basically means that by mistake, if you do any updations or any deletions, what happens is that data gets affected and you can't do an undo. Okay, so that's why SQL has a safe mode, that no updations or deletions are allowed. If you disable the safe mode, you will be able to do any kind of updations or deletions. Okay, so we'll disable safe mode. So for disabling safe mode, you have a very simple syntax. Just write set SQL safe. One second. Set SQL safe updates equals to 0. So set SQL updates equals to 0 will basically disable safe mode. If you want to enable it again, you can set it to 1. So after this, you can do any updations. Got it? Was that clear for everyone? Just let me know, guys, once you're done. I'll give you a few more minutes. Raghav, no, not everything is case specific, but like SQL safe update, this is case specific. But the other things are not that case sensitive in MySQL. Yes. If you write set SQL updates equals to 1, it will disable the safe mode. So, I'm sorry, it will enable the safe mode. So you won't be able to do updations or deletions. Any changes you won't be able to make.
Meghna,
Yeah.
uh, like uh, though I set country India for finance, it is not changing. Rest all are changing. That is not changing.
Check for the
Can I share my
can you give your command in the
sure?
chat box? I think it will be work. It will work. Can you send the command that you have written in the chat box?
Yes.
Yeah, see, finance spelling is wrong. That's why.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, are we good? Can we move to the next command if you guys are done till here? Okay, good. Let's look at the next variation for alter, where if I want to modify an existing column. So if I want to modify an existing column, let's say I want to change its data type. Modification like I want to change its data type. So in that case, what do I do? So I'll write alter table employees. Okay, modify column. Now state which column do you want to modify. Okay, so if you look at our table right now, employees have these columns over here, and this is the data type. Let's say what can we modify? Let's say I want to modify the salary column. It's right now decimal 10 comma 2. I will just change it a little bit. I'll write salary and then I'll give the data type and I'll change the size. I'll now write 12 comma 2. This won't change anything in the data, but in general, the data type of that particular column will get changed. So I hope you understand the difference, okay? Whatever is contained in the data will still be there as it was. It's just that the data type will get modified. So if you see the data type over here got modified. Was that clear?
Magna, can you repeat that modified? I missed it.
So I was saying that if you want to change the data type, earlier my size for decimal was 10 comma 2. Now I've just modified it to 12 comma 2. So if you understand the difference between that is just the number of digits. Earlier the limitation on the number of digits was max what 10 and 2 digits after decimal. Over here I've just changed it to 12, just a slight modification. So I'm just playing with the limits, like I'm just playing with the limits for the decimal data type that I have used. Here I just modified the salary column for decimal 12 comma 2. So obviously, whatever value is there in the data, nothing will change. It just changes the data type. So in future, I can store digits which are of 12, numbers which are of 12 digits in total as well. So I just changed the limit of decimal over here. That's it. Is it clear till here? What about others, guys? Is it clear? Okay. So that's modifying the data type of a particular column or doing
Meghna,
any modification in the existing column. Like if you want, you
hello.
can, sorry, go ahead.
Meghna, can we modify the decimal into integer so that
Yeah, you can. You can.
the dot values will be removed or it will be
Yeah,
stay
dot
as it
values
is?
will be removed. Yes, it will be rounded off to the next integer.
Okay.
You can change any data type that you want. I didn't want to mess up with the data types. That's why I didn't do it. Got it?
Yes.
Okay. Now let's say you want to delete a column. Deleting a column is also working with the structure, right? So for deleting a column also I'll write alter table employees drop column, and you can give whatever column you want to delete. Let's say you want to delete the country columns. You will just give country. I won't run this command because if I run this command, okay, fine, I'll run it. I'll anyway create the column again. Okay. So when I run this command, if you see, look at the data on the left hand side, country is gone. It just changed because I just deleted the country column over here. So I no longer have the country column present over here. So was this clear how to delete a column? Everybody clear? I'll just create the column once again. Okay. So till here it was clear, right? Any questions? Any doubts? Okay, cool. Same way, if you want to, utilize this drop command, see, drop is also a DDL command, okay? Drop is used for deletions, right? So drop in general is used to delete a database or a table permanently. So if you want to delete a database or a table permanently, like everything, you want to just remove its existence in total, you will use drop command, okay? So like for example, if I write drop table employees, this will delete the entire table. I'll show you an example, okay? I'll create a sample table first. I'm just creating a normal sample table over here. Okay, so I've just created a sample table. It's okay even if you don't have any rows in it. We created here. Yeah, see this table I created. Now, if I just don't want this table anymore, I'll just write drop table sample. What this will do is remove the entire sample table along with its data, along with its column. Everything will be removed from scratch. So there will be nothing which will be present over here in the name of sample. Right? Same way, if you want to drop a database, you will give drop database and you'll give the database name. Whatever is your database name, you will just type it and it will basically delete it permanently. Is that clear? Is drop clear for everyone? Can I get some more responses? Yes or no? Now, the difference comes in deletion. There is a very common dilemma or confusion that I see within people is drop, delete, and truncate. All these three commands, drop, delete, truncate, are used for deletion purpose, but they have their specific use cases or they have their specific purpose. Okay. So we just understood drop, right? Drop means deleting something from their roots, but because their existence will be gone completely. So drop deletes the entire structure, okay, like the data, the structure, its existence, nothing will be present. Versus truncate, what it does is it deletes all records from a table but keeps the structure. Whatever is the structure, it keeps that structure intact. Okay, so for example, let me create that sample table again. And let me insert few values to it. Yeah, I've just inserted 2 rows. So look at this. You have a table called sample right now. Okay, so it shows there are 2 first names, John and Bob. This is a normal sample table. If I use drop, when I use drop, you saw that, right? That the entire table is gone. There is nothing that is existing anymore. But when you use truncate, it will remove all the rows, but it will keep the table structure intact. What do I mean by that? If I write truncate table sample, what this will do is, see, over here, when I do now that select star from sample, now over here, look at this. There are no rows. It has deleted all the rows, or it has deleted all the records. Only the structure is intact, which means only the columns and its column names are there. But inside the all the rows or the data is removed. That's what truncate does. It keeps your structure intact so that in future, if you want to utilize this table again, you can go ahead and do it if there is such a use case, but it will delete all the rows and all the data. Okay, versus drop, it removes the structure, it removes the data, it removes the entire table. That if you want to delete something permanently and you know you don't want it anymore, that's when you use drop. But when you use truncate, you're keeping the structure, you're keeping all the columns and the column names intact. All the data is just something that gets removed, so that in future you can still use the same table and use values inside it. Is that clear? Is truncate versus drop clear for everyone?
Can we use truncate for a particular row or column?
No. For
Okay.
that we have, I mean, for column you saw, right, that we used the drop it completely. But for whatever you are asking, we'll use delete for that. So we'll see delete in some time.
Okay.
Is this clear for everyone? If you guys are clear, can you quickly complete your execution till here? I got only 5 done. What about others? Is everyone done till here? Okay, cool, great. So I hope everyone understood the difference between drop and truncate. Okay, next up, we will understand the next command, which is delete. So delete is something that uh you know that is responsible for deleting values or deleting records, right? So it is basically used to delete values or records. Okay, for example, let's say you want to delete values from country column. Like you want to keep the country column, but you just want to delete the values out of it, right? So you will just write update country, update table employees, right? So update employees, set country equals to null. So this is, this is not exact use of delete, but this will remove all the values from the country column and keep the records. It will basically remove all the values that are present in the country column, and it will keep the records as null. So this way what will happen is over here, your column will still stay intact, but the values will not be there. So this is one of the way. Now let's say you want to delete specific rows, like for example, I want to delete wherever country is equals to, let's say, Australia, for that matter. I want to delete that. Okay, let's start from employees once. Let's check the table once. Okay, cool. So wherever country is equals to USA, let's delete that. I can see there are 2 unnecessary rows where country is equals to USA. So let's delete that. So what I'll do over here is I'll simply write delete from employees where country equals to USA. So what will this do? This will delete rows or records from the employee table where country is equals to USA. Okay, so if I run this command, now if you check your table, you will see here there are no more USAs present, right? So was this clear for everyone? What about others? Okay, now tell me this. What if I just write what if I just write delete from employees? What if I don't give any where condition? Will it work? Okay, what about others? What is your guess? That's right. Everything will be removed. All the rows, all the records or all the rows that are present in the table will get removed. And what will happen to the columns? Any idea on that? We are not dropping. Exactly, right? So the rows will get deleted, all the records will get deleted, but the structure will be still present, right? Which means the column structures will still be there. It's just that all the records will get deleted if I just write select star from employees. Then what is the work of truncate if delete is also doing that? Right? That's a valid question, right? So if I just write delete from employees, it works exactly like a truncate. The only difference is that, yeah, of course, the difference is definitely there, that in delete you can add a condition and you can delete specific rows. But in truncate, you don't give any condition, you just delete all the records by far, whatever records you have, you delete it up. Now, the point is over here that even if it's not about the condition, even if you want to delete all records, what will you prefer? Will you prefer truncate or will you prefer delete? So the answer is that you should prefer truncate if you want to keep the column structures and delete all the records out of it. Why? Because truncate works much faster than delete in deleting all records and keeping the structure. Delete is designed to delete specific rows or specific records. Now, if you use it to delete all records, it will obviously do that, but truncate is way more faster than delete. Is that clear for everyone? These are very specific interview questions which can be asked to you. Was it clear for everyone? Great. Now let's move to the next command, which is called rename command. By the name itself, you understand what it's supposed to do. It's used for renaming purposes. Okay. We'll see one by one. Let's say I want to rename the table. Let's say I want to rename a table. Okay, so let's say I write rename table employees. The table employees that I have, let's say I want to rename it to emp. So if I just run this command, if you look at the left, your employees table is now renamed to emp. Can you see this? Employees table is renamed to emp. Okay, so you're just renaming a table from old name to new name. There are many more use cases where you can use rename command. Okay, if you want to rename a particular column or something, you can still use rename command over here, right? But was this clear firstly for everyone? Can we use alter for rename? Yeah, you can. You can use alter for renaming as well. You can write alter table, old table name, rename to new table name. That is also something that you can write. But rename again works faster, so you might prefer using rename. Okay. So, yeah, that's like an alternative method. I'll write that alternative method again over here. Instead of this, you can also write alter table employees rename to M. That's an alternative. It will do the same work, but it's just that rename is a little bit faster. Okay. Other than that, if you want to rename a column, you can use change column or rename column syntax. Okay. For example, if you want to rename a column, you can write alter table employees rename. Sorry, now my table name is M. Rename column and give the name of the column. Let's say the name of the column is name that we have. To give any name that you want. So I'll rename it to E name or employee name. Now, if you look at the left, name will get renamed to E name. See, it got replaced. I mean, it got renamed to rename. I mean, whatever name you want, you can give it. Or else, an alternative to this statement is also there, where you just write alter table employees, change column, and give the name of the column. So my name is name, and give the new name, which is E name, like this. Both are valid statements. Is this clear for everyone? It's just that in this one, you just have to add the data type as well. That's it. But both are valid statements. Everybody clear till here?
Meghna, can you repeat this renaming the column once again? I missed it.
Yeah, so herein, if you just want to rename a table's column, let's say I renamed the column, we had a name column, right, in employees. I just replaced it, I just renamed it to E name. So that's why I wrote alter table, give the table name, rename because you're trying to rename. What are you trying to rename? You're trying to renaming a column, give the old name to new name. That's one way. And the other way is writing it this way, that alter table, give the table name, which is emp, change column, which means you're changing the column, and the old column name is name, the new column name is e name, and this is the data type as well. And even if you want to rename multiple columns, so you will write alter table, give the table name, and you can, alter multiple column names at one point. Name to e name, let's say. If you want one more, let's say you can do again change column. Again, you will write change column, and maybe you'll write age to age. And give the data type, and like this you can multiply, like this you can rename multiple columns at one point of time. Is this clear for everyone? Can you guys quickly complete till here if you guys are clear?
Meghna, if you are changing the column name e name to varchar 50, what is the new name?
Hmm.
What is the new name? Like it's changing the e name to any new name or?
No, name was the older name. The column
Okay,
name
okay, okay,
earlier was name. It's just that name is also a keyword, so it's coming in blue.
okay.
Yes, Sarika, you can use alter, right? We are using alter in any which ways. Acha, you want to use rename? Yeah, you can use rename as well. But when you're renaming a column, you're renaming a particular column, not a table. That's why we have to write alter table and then use rename keyword. Got it? Yes, Raghav. When you're using change column, you have to specify the data type of the renamed column as well.
In in rename, we did not to give the data types, right? And change, we need to give the
Yeah,
data types.
yeah.
Hi, Magna.
Yeah.
Magna, can we use the rename for altering multiple columns?
No. So that's the reason why I used change column name over here.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Are we done? Can we move to the next part? Okay, we'll work and play with the update a little bit more. Till now, we understood that update is used to modify existing records, right? It is used to modify existing records. So if you want to, let's say, it's not about just setting a new value. You can modify existing values as well. Like for example, let's say I want to update salary for a specific employee. So what will I write? I'll write update and then give the table name, which is M. Set salary equals to, let's say, 60,000, where employee ID, let's say, is equals to 7. So whoever employee is having the employee ID 7, their salary will get updated to 60,000. Check for select star from M. See, here the person whose employee ID was 7, Kiki, the salary got updated to 60,000 present over here. Is this clear? First thing is clear. Okay. Same way, you can update values in multiple columns at the same time. Like for example, if I write update M and let's say I want to set salary as 89 something, 89,700, and I want to set department as, let's say, operations for a particular person. So I can write where, let's say, employee ID, or you can use any where condition. I'm just using where employee ID, let's say, is equals to 6. Okay. Now if I run this command, and now if you check your internal table, see, for employee ID 6, the salary got updated, the department got updated. So it updates both salary and department for the specific person. Was this clear for everyone? Update was clear completely for everyone? What about others? Okay. If you guys are clear, can you quickly complete till here? Let me know once you're done. Okay, everybody done, right? Okay, I have a small practice question for you guys. Can you guys give me the code for this? Okay, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 answers. Okay, can I write update table M set salary equals to salary multiplied by 1.1, because if you increase salary by 10%, if it's nothing but 10% of salary plus the salary, right? So if we equate the equation, it's salary into 1.1, where department is equals to IT. Let's run the command, and there are warnings. Don't worry about this. It's a warning. Okay. And now if I look at the employee table, see, wherever it was IT, the table got, the values got updated. Is it clear till here, everyone? This is all about update, by the way. Is it clear for everyone? Okay. So that's all about DDL and DML commands, because if you see, we have covered different kind of creation commands, updation commands, alterations, deletes, and etc. Next up, we'll focus from now on, we'll focus a lot more on DQL, which is nothing but select. Because most of the work that you will do related to your analysis or etc. in SQL, you will use a lot of select compared to the other ones, right? I mean, depends on use case. Of course, there can be use cases where you are using updations or alterations or deletes and etc. 100%. But most of the work happens around select, because a lot of times you're fetching data, you're doing insighting, you're trying to fetch the right data and etc. So select comes on very, very handy, right? If I give you a simple question that retrieve records for IT department, can you guys tell me what will be the code for this one?
Select star from employees where department equal to IT.
Okay, and others? Right. So we understand this fact that if I write select star from M, where the same thing, department equals to IT, this will filter the rows where department is equals to the value that I have given. So where clause in SQL is used to filter records. It is just used to filter records based on specific conditions. So you can use it with update, you can use it with delete, and you can use it with select. So we are going to focus on the where clause as well. Select has multiple clauses. Okay, select in itself is a statement. It's a DQL statement, as we all know. Now, select in itself has a lot of clauses. Okay, we'll understand them one by one. The first clause, yeah. So the first clause is where clause. But other than that, select has two parts where you state the select and you state the from. I hope everybody understand that both of that is very, very mandatory. Like, I have to tell what am I selecting to showcase in the output and where am I selecting from. So select and from is mandatory. It's always going to be there. Other than this, all the other clauses are optional, comes with use case. One of the clause is where clause. So we are going to focus on where clause first. Okay. So in simple terms, where clause will be used with a lot of operators. What are operators? Nothing but symbols that help us do any kind of operations. There are multiple operations that we can do. Okay. So we'll start with the first one. Okay, we'll start with the first one, which is comparison operators. Comparison operators are used to compare values. So wherever you are comparing values in your clauses or where clause in specific, it is a comparison operator. Obviously, where clause supports various operations, and comparison operations is one of them. For example, equal to, if you're writing department equals to IT, right? When you write this statement itself, you're comparing a value, right? You're finding wherever department equals to this specific value that you have given, right? So it's equal to, you're comparing a value, so it's comparison operator. Same way, if I, let's say, write select star from employees where department is not equal to, how do I show not equal to? I can write exclamation equals to, or I can write this. Okay, that's not equal to. So you can write it as like this, or you can write it exclamation equal to. Both are the same. If you select this, see, it has selected everything except IT. Everything except IT over here. That's what not equal to means, that wherever this particular condition is not true, wherever department is not equals to IT. Okay. Same way you have greater than or less than, etc. For example, if I write select star from M where age is greater than, let's say, 20. Okay, age is, let's say, greater than 30. So this will only select the records where age is greater than 30. See, all the ages over here are greater than 30. Herein, if I apply a small tweak, that where age is greater than equal to 30, so it will include 30 as well. So wherever the age is 30 or above will get selected. So age 30 or above will get selected, right? Same way for less than, I can write, let's say, select star from employees where salary is, let's say, less than 60,000. So when I select this, it will only select the records where salary is exactly less than 30,000. If you want to tweak it a little bit and you want to select salary, I mean, you want to select records where salary is less than, okay, wherever salary is 60,000 or less. In that case, what will you do? You will use the same query and you'll just write less than equal to, which means it will select 60,000 or lesser salaries. So whosoever salary is 60,000 or lesser gets selected over here. These are comparison operators. You're comparing values with each other, right? So this is the operator, this symbol greater than, less than, whatever you're using, this is the operator. You're using a column name and you're using a value along with it. And you're comparing if it's true or if it is false. If it is true, where clause will filter only the records where this particular condition is true. Is this clear for everyone? Comparison operator. Can you guys quickly complete till here? Are you guys done till here? Okay, then let's move to the next one. So in the next operators, we will use logical operators. Anybody who remembers logical operators? We had learned it in Tableau. Anybody who remembers? What are logical operators? Yes, that's right. So logical operators are always used to combine multiple conditions. The whole point of using logical operators is just to combine multiple conditions. And there are three logical operators: and, or, and not. Just to revise the concept, I'll just discuss this once again. So let's say A is a condition, okay, and B is another condition, okay. If I use and, what happens? If I use or, what happens? And then we'll see not. Let's say A is a condition and B is a condition, and you want to use A and B combined. So what are the possible scenarios? One scenario is that A condition is true and B condition is also true. Second is A is true, B is false. Third is B is false, A is true. A is false and B is true. Or both are false. These are the only possible scenarios for both the conditions. Yes or no? Okay. So and says, the first thing is and says that only when both the conditions are true, the output will be true. So only when both the conditions are true, the output will be true. Or else the output will be false. Which means only when all the conditions are true, the output is true, or else even if one of the conditions are false, the output will be false. That's what and says. What does or say? Or says that even if one of the conditions are true, output will be true. At least one, or even if one of the conditions are true, the output will be true. Which means what? This will be true, this will be true, this will be true. Only this will be false, but because here both the conditions are false. And or is clear for everyone? Okay. Not is used for with only one condition, like not one condition, actually not is used to whatever condition you apply. It may be one condition or it may be multiple conditions, but not just negates it. So if I write not of A, that means I'm negating A, which means whatever is present, it will do the opposite of it. If true, if a condition is becoming true, it will give the output as false. So whenever that a value is true, it will give false. Whenever the value is false, it will give true. And likewise. So it's just used for doing opposite. So let's say you combine 3-4 conditions, and let's say the output of that condition is false. Not will negate it. Not will make it true. And the opposite, and the vice versa basically. Is that clear till here? Not is just used to negate a condition. Whatever condition you give, be it one condition or be it combination of multiple conditions, it will just make it opposite. Let's say the condition was supposed to be like, let's say the condition is department equals to finance. So instead of selecting department equals to finance, it will select everything where department is not equals to finance. So it will just make it negative. Like, just it will, whatever condition you give, it will make it opposite of it. That's it. We'll see an example, don't worry. But till here, is it clear for everyone? What about others? Okay. Let's check it out. Okay. First thing that I'll use is, let's say I want to find employees who are older than 30, and let's say they are earning more than 60,000. Okay. So I'll write select star from M, where age is greater than 30 and salary is greater than 60,000. So this means wherever both these conditions are true, both the conditions that age is greater than 30 and salary is greater than 60,000, wherever both these conditions are true, only those rows will get selected. See? So here age is greater than 30 and the salary is also greater than 60,000. Wherever both of the conditions are true, only those records got selected. Now here, instead of and, if I, let's say, write that where find employees who are either older than age 30 or earning more than 60,000. When something like this comes up, then I'll use the or operator. So what will it do? It will select records where either the age is greater than 30 or the salary is greater than 60,000. Basically, records where either of the conditions are true or both the conditions are true. So see, it has selected all the records where either the salary is greater than 60,000 or the age is greater than 30 or both of them are true. Likewise. Is it clear till here? Now let's say this condition that I have, this condition that I have, that select star from employees where age is greater than 30 and salary is greater than 60,000. Let's say I want the opposite of this. So what I'll do is I'll just use a not on top of it. I'll just use a not on top of it. Now if you see, it will select everything except this condition. So it has selected all the rows except wherever this particular condition is true. So if you see, all the rows selected are opposite of what got selected over here. So basically there are no rows where age is also greater than 30 and salary is also greater than 60,000. That's what not does. Is it clear till here? Everybody guys clear till here? Okay. Can you guys quickly complete your execution till here?
Meghna,
Yeah.
in the not case, like we are using end condition, right?
Hmm.
So, will it take opposite to the both the conditions or individual also it will take? See, if
No,
here now we kept salary. Yes.
So basically, whatever you give to not, that whole will be
Hmm.
considered as one condition. So this whole thing will get considered. So wherever this particular condition is true, those records will not be taken, basically. So whatever you put inside it, whatever you put,
Yeah.
this entire
Okay.
thing it will negate. So
Okay. Means
wherever this
including the
entire
condition.
yes, it's the condition, whatever, including the conditions, yeah. So wherever you, whatever, I mean, in whichever rows this condition is true, it will not include those rows, basically.
Mhm. Means it will take that logical condition also
Yeah,
combinedly.
yes.
Okay, got it.
Okay, are we done? Can we move to the next operator if you guys are clear? Okay. The next operator is called between. Between is an operator which works for ranges, like it is used to filter values within a specific range. Okay, it is used to filter values within a specific range. So whatever range you give, it will check if the value is falling within that range. Okay, like for example, if I write select star from M where age between, and I give, let's say, 35 and 55. So it will check for it will check for every row if the age is between 35 and 55 inclusive, 35 and 55 inclusive, then it will select those particular rows. So see, 35 is got included, 40, 38, 35, and likewise. Is this clear? This one is clear for everyone? Yes, Raghav, go ahead if you have a doubt. Rest of you guys, between was clear for everyone? Okay. It includes 35. Yes, it includes 35 and 55 both in the range. Yes. When we say not X or Y, what it exactly does in X and Y is two condition. Yeah. So when you write not of X or Y, see, whatever it is, understand that whatever you give to not, it will negate it. It will make it opposite. So rows where X or Y is true, whichever rows are present where X or Y is true, these rows will become false and hence will not be included in the where clause. That's it. So whatever you give inside this doesn't matter. Whatever conditions is supposed to be true, it will make it false, and the ones that are false, it will make it true. That's it. Got the point? No, that's not possible. See, you will see the same. See, I'll show you. If I write this, firstly understand that when I write select star from employees where age is greater than 30 or salary is greater than 60,000. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the rows get selected. So when you do not of it, the opposite of it is taken into consideration. So see, that's why only employee ID 1 got selected. Now you got what is not doing. Okay. Others, are we clear till here? Okay, so what we'll do is we'll do a little bit of practice. For that, I will create a sample table called fruits. Let me create the table. I'll give you guys the code as well. Don't worry. Just created a table called fruits to practice questions on this one. And if you see the fruits column that fruits table that I have created, it has a variety of columns, integer, decimals, strings, varchar, date, and etc. Tiny int, which means small integers, 1 or 2 digits, likewise. Okay. I'll just give this code to you guys. I want you to create this table, but just make sure that you run commands one at a time. Like run the run the create command first. Once it's executed, then run the select command, and likewise run it one by one. Don't run it all at once. Okay. It's the first one. Yeah. Can you guys first create this table and do a select star? Tell me once it's done.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, Meghna, sorry to interrupt you. Just before this thing, regarding not condition. So I have small. Can I just see the table for the employees once again?
Employees, okay. This one, right? Give me a minute. Yeah.
Okay. So here, I mean, you have defined ages for all the employees, right? So what if one of the employees is not having an age? Suppose he's having an age column as null, and if I use the same not of or condition, uh,
Null cannot be compared, right? So it won't even be considered in the calculation.
but if I am using not without or condition without not, all of those are coming. You got me what I'm saying, right?
If you're using,
If I'm using just or condition, like suppose age is greater than 30 and salary is greater than 60,000, suppose, and all the employees are having any of the satisfying one of the thing,
okay.
I am getting even age is null, still I am getting that person in the table when I show the table, share
Oh,
the
I
table.
got it. I got it. I got it. So you
But
are
when they're
saying,
doing not, it's not working out.
okay, basically you, okay, one second. Can you share your screen
Sure.
quickly?
Yeah.
I can help you.
Where can I share? Yeah. That's fine.
One second. Yeah, I've given access. Others, please create the table that I've given in the chat box, okay? Let me know once you're done.
Okay, 1 second. I need to select.
Raghav, if it's the issue, I don't have a problem. Like after the class is done, I can help you with by sharing the.
Or else you can even do the thing in just make one of the age as null, and like first person age which you shown, you can just make it null, Li's age as null, and then can you try it once again?
Okay, okay, 1 second.
Empire is one. Yeah.
Let's take 7.
No, just take one. I mean, because in your case, one is not popping up when you are using or condition, right?
Oh, okay, okay. Cool. Then,
Yeah, then you can first run or condition without not. I mean, the top one, select start from employee. Okay, you can do it.
this one.
No or condition, the second one. Yeah,
This
that's good.
one.
Yeah, you can just run it now.
Okay.
So no,
Yeah.
the first person is not popping out here, right?
Yeah, because his age is not
Yeah,
comparable to a number.
right. Now you can use the same not condition and see
Not.
with or. Yeah,
Yeah. So we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Yeah.
one should come, right? It's not. That's the question.
So you're saying one is not coming. That's the question.
Right.
Yeah,
So
one will not come over here. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
so that means it will the not condition will make the age less than 30 and or it will does it do or as end and then salary.
No. Don't understand it that way. It will make your understanding difficult. Okay.
Okay,
So to make your understanding easy, for every row, okay, for every row, forget not. Just this condition. Wherever this condition is true, it will assign true initially and it will assign false and true and likewise, right?
Mhm.
Normally. Now, when you're using not, what it does is the trues become false and the falses become true. And when you use where clause on top of it, obviously only the true ones get selected. That's
then
what is
then the
happening.
first column which is false
Yes,
initially the
because
first row which is false initially should become true, right?
one second. Sorry, go ahead.
So when you are just using or without, I mean, just if you are not using not, then your first column, first row is actually having f value, right? That's why it's not showing the first column when you are just using or. But when you are doing not, then that false should become true and the first row should appear, right?
Right.
Can I
Yeah.
interrupt? Can I interrupt?
Yeah.
Yeah, Raga, what you're saying is, see, when you put null, I think it is not taking either true or false. It is not even considering it. That's why it is not coming even for the not clause and also without not.
I
No,
was just
if you,
about
you
to
know,
say,
it will,
one
no,
second, one second. Just
sure.
to clear the confusion, once again, null is whole different thing. Null means a missing value. Null can't be compared. Even if there are two nulls, right? Even if let's say there are two null values, that doesn't mean that it's same. Just because both are nulls doesn't mean they are same. So null can't be compared. Null can't be compared with any numerical number or any textual values or anything. So I'll discuss about nulls also at one point of time. So yeah,
No,
go
no,
ahead now.
no. Adding to the point what Sarika said, I mean, if you just make that R condition, can you just go for the up, and you make it 40,000, just the salary greater than 40,000 over here,
Hmm.
and can you run it once again?
Yeah.
So now the first row is considered. I mean,
Yes, it is coming because
because of
salary
R.
is
Yeah,
comparable over here.
right, right. So I'm saying, I mean, it is taking this into when you are any older rows it is taking. I mean, it's considering. So when you are doing R with 50,000, this particular first row is given F, right? Given a false, like a no, F
Okay.
condition.
Okay.
But when you are doing not that false should become true. That's what my point was.
No, no, I understand your points. Over here, it is coming. One is also coming because you're giving salary greater than 4. So age is not comparable for this row because it's
Right,
null, but salary is comparable. That's why this is coming up. Got
right.
that? Got that?
When you put 60, that will be F, right?
Yes, because salary is not greater than 60,000 for the first person.
Right. Now, when you do not, that row should become true, right?
That row should become true. No, the row will not exactly become true because it has also has null value, right, along with it. That's why it is not coming up. Along with these conditions, it also has null. That's the reason why it is not coming up.
So my point was when you are doing not, it will be converting R to N is my point.
Yeah, no, it when you're yeah, I mean yes, when you're doing not, it will become true to false and false to true. Not's work is just to make whatever is true, it will just make it as false. Whatever is false, it will just make it as true. But if nulls are there, nulls are not compared in the first place.
Okay.
Got now is it clear or you are still having a confusion?
It's like what I'm thinking was since when you're using not and you have R in the bracket, it will go for end, and that's why age is also
Oh
requirement.
no, no, it's not exactly an and. No.
Okay, 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 fine.
But you understood it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay, this table was done for everyone. Can we practice few questions on these tables? Can I give you guys some questions to practice? Okay, before that, I think we have been talking since I don't know, maybe one a lot of time. Okay, so let's take a quick break of 20 minutes. Be back. You guys also just refresh, be back, and then we'll practice, and then we'll be done with the class. Works?
Meghna, you can share the questions. In the meantime, we can practice.
Meghna, are you sharing screen or any queries because not able to catch up?